All right, so we are back. Took a couple days break, but we're back to talk about Ryan Garcia versus Devin Haney. Fight's going down this Saturday. I will be live here, W.A.D.E Concept Watch Party. You already know what it is. But this one has been one of the most cringy, bizarre, funny, but also kind of not build-ups I've ever seen for a boxing match. And while all that has been the main focus of people like me and pretty much everybody else, what in the hell is wrong with Ryan Garcia? Is this a game? Is he trolling? Is this a manic episode? Is he on drugs? What is going on? The real question is, how did everyone miss what just happened this weekend? Ryan Garcia has showed the world what he wants to do to Devin Haney, and maybe it'll even be effective, because as the week goes on, Ryan's starting to convince himself and the rest of you that he's got this fight really figured out. I am still skeptical. So let's get into the breakdown, but before we do, we have to stop and thank the sponsor of today's video, Manscaped. That's right, guys. This video is brought to you by Manscaped, the global men's lifestyle brand that is revolutionizing the landscape of men's grooming. And three of the biggest tools doing that right now are the Lawnmower 3.0 Plus, the Lawnmower 4.0 Pro, and the Lawnmower 5.0 Ultra. That's right, there are levels like the type I took off the top of my head to this grooming game. But I'm sure you're wondering, what's the difference with each one of these trimmers? Well, right off the bat, the Lawnmower 3.0 Plus has a sleek, glossy matte finish and has an updated ceramic blade with a plastic guard that's rounded for enhanced comfort and incorporates a built-in guard to reduce those dreaded nicks and cuts. This means you can groom your boys in confidence, knowing that they're in the best hands. The Lawnmower 4.0 is their 4th generation trimmer. It's got a powerful constant RPM motor, providing a consistent shave from start to finish. And even as that battery wanes, you're not going to experience any sort of loss in function or performance. But last but not least, Manscaped also has the 3rd tier, the top tier 5.0 Ultra, which builds on the excellence from the 4.0, and these blades mean business. We're talking the updated trimmer featuring longer, wider, rounded teeth that cut through blades of hair with ease. The LED light on the 5.0 Ultra is upgraded from previous version and recognizes the diversity in skin tone. So what are you waiting for? Give your boys the love they deserve and join the over 10 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped with all things grooming and hygiene. When you use my promo code TWC, you get 20% off and free international shipping at manscaped.com. Once again, 20% off and free shipping with promo code TWC at manscaped.com. Thank you to Manscaped for sponsoring this video. Now, let's get back into the breakdown. All right, so fight week has started. And again, the last couple of months have been Ryan Garcia saying anything and everything within the realm of his brain to potentially drum up some attention. Now, does that directly correlate to him building a fight? No. I think you guys sometimes get confused with garnering attention and garnering interest. They're two different things, and I'll explain that in a second. But he's gotten everyone's attention, and this happened yesterday as well, as finally Ryan and Devin came face to face. So let's take a look at this face to face and what happened. Ryan walking around shirtless with a backpack on. Ryan's straight out of the Step Up movies, dude, 100%. He is 5,000% one of the backup dancers in Step Up with this fit on. My man is acting like he's going to war, but it looks more like he's coming out of an Abercrombie and Fitch shoot. But anyway, let's take a look at this face-off. Where's your mom at? Where's your mom, bitch? Where's your mom? All of a sudden, out of nowhere, this went from a face-off to a Call of Duty 2 Modern Warfare Xbox Live party chat. What did I just hear? Devin comes up and says, I'm gonna drown you, right? Like, typical fight talk, typical shit. And then Ryan just starts going, where's your mama, bitch? Apparently, according to Distractify, which I don't know why they know this, but this is the business we're in now. Devin Haney moved away from his mother at 14 years old to train, but she's still supportive. And apparently he's still close with his mother. So I don't know if there's some issues there. Again, family dynamics I'm not really concerned with. Just trying to make sense of what the psychopath is saying. But he's obviously trying to get under Devin's skin, clearly. Just like every God-fearing Christian like Ryan espouses to be would do, right? Of course.
Where's your mom, bitch? Where's your mom, bitch? Where's your mama, bitch? Where's your mama, bitch?
Oh. It's clear he wants people to think he's crazy when in actuality he wants loads and loads of attention, which is not unfamiliar in the sport of boxing. It's just hilarious when you can see the theater kid inside of Ryan come out, because that's theater 101. That's clear. Like, nothing real about that. But anyway, he gets under Devin's skin, which I think was the point there. But what, again, I don't know if anybody else took a look at is what happened with Ryan and Oscar De La Hoya immediately after this, which again kind of exposes exactly what Ryan wants out of this fight. Let's take a look. So here's Ryan with Oscar after the shoving incident.
He hit me first.
Yeah, but you know what that means. He's fucking. He's mad.
You see how I ate that?
Yeah, that's what you want. Yeah, I fucking run. Yeah, that was good. Hey, I got him so bad. Got him here. Hey, that's your advantage. I know. That's your advantage.
See, it's almost like, why is Dana White here? It's almost like, and this is what I'm talking about. You see what Oscar De La Hoya says to them. They're like, oh, you're in his head, and you saw him, he pushed you first. That means he's going to be more aggressive, and you can step back and catch him with that left hook that we all know Ryan is very perceptive with, and he likes to bait out with the long jab, right? Keeps his jab right in front of your face, and then stands super tall so that when you do attack, he can just step back, bang, check left hook. It's his best weapon. We've known this for years. Devin knows this, and it's almost like Oscar's telling Ryan that should be his game plan while also convincing Ryan of that being what's going to happen. When I first saw this, I thought, oh, okay, Ryan has been thinking about this. I'm actually convinced myself now watching this video that Oscar is the one that's been thinking about it, and Ryan is just now like, oh, yeah, that makes sense. He's like, oh, yeah, actually, no, that makes sense. He's like,
fucking run. Yeah, that was good.
He's like, oh, shit, actually, yeah. But, I mean, listen, that would make sense, right? Try to get Devin to walk forward and be a little bit out of character, right? Not to be as smart with his patience and his boxing technique and pumping his jab out to the body and upstairs and making Ryan be the aggressor. It's almost a game of chicken, right? Who's going to go first? And I think Ryan 100% will be the guy that's a little bit more aggressive in this first round. But it looks like it's pretty clear there. They do want to get a rise out of Devin. And Ryan has said on Twitter, amongst a bunch of the things he's been saying, he did say he wanted to make Devin cry. He wants to get him a little bit out of character. He wants to talk that shit. And ultimately, it's because I think Ryan, in my opinion's game plan, is to do kind of what was done here. Frazzle Devin, make him a little bit uncomfortable, make him a little out of character. And then, yes, take advantage of those moments. But I don't know if it's going to be Devin just coming forward and trying to walk Ryan down, more so than I think Ryan getting Devin to exchange after Ryan walks Devin down. That's the big difference. Devin's footwork has been phenomenal throughout his career. It helped him box circles around George Kambosos. It helped him beat Lomachenko in their fight with the jab. So it's one of his greatest weapons is his feet. If Ryan can eliminate that and make Devin stand in front of him, get Devin out of his comfort zone and make him fight the way Ryan wants him to fight, not the way Devin Haney fights, which, if he does, will almost lead to absolute victory for Devin Haney. So that was the first face-off yesterday. Today they had their open workouts. We're not going to watch all of the open workouts. We're going to take little bits and pieces here and see what we can find of both Devin and Ryan in the ring here. See, Ryan's jab is very interesting to me as well. He's never been like super heavy on his jab. So you can see it here. Just touch, 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 and then a big shot comes out, which is, again, always has been and always will be the way Ryan Garcia fights. It's the perfect style for him. He's tall, even at 140, he's 5'10", and his shots are just snappy. Everything is snappy when he wants to put power behind it because he already has the speed, and he knows here, once I'm able to touch you with my jab, that means I'm able to throw the big right hand, left hook combo, right? Like, and he uses that jab as just a touch. Range find, touch, 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 and then something big behind it. And that's characteristic of big power punchers. Most power punchers do a lot of that. They're not going to sit there heavy on their jab. They're going to touch you with something, boom, boom, touch, 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 bang, here comes the big one. So that's what I see with Ryan too, right? Touch, touch, and big shot. Looks good. All right, so after that, and again, we're focusing on a lot of Ryan Garcia here because he is the main focus of the fight. We know what we're getting with Devin Haney. He's not necessarily going to say a ton of craziness on the mic. We know how he boxes, but this video is to talk about Ryan's game plan and how his mind games, or I don't even know if they're games at this point, but his mental approach to this fight can be beneficial or can absolutely destroy. So here he is talking with the DAZN guys after his open workout.
Bring in Ryan Garcia. Step right in here, Ryan.
You know, Ryan looks some weight. Guys, they were talking about Ryan. They were talking about you and whether you're on weight. You look in fantastic shape, Ryan.
I mean, I don't listen to these motherfuckers anymore, dude. Everybody's some hater, dude. Look at me, motherfucker. I passed all the drug tests. You guys are fucking. You guys hate the truth. That's the fact. Y'all hate the truth. Look, it's right in front of your face. How the fuck I'm gonna miss weight? Motherfuckers are bums, bro. Bums.
He's like a combination of Nate Diaz and wannabe New Yorker. He's been in New York for a couple of days, and he's been saying, "Word to your mother, B," and buns, like he is straight from Brooklyn or something, like dog. Or he's been saying, "You heard," right? He's been doing that shit too. I love it, dude. He's a chameleon. He is wherever he's at. That's where he's from in that moment.
So what happened when you got to New York? You posted some stuff, maybe having to take some kind of mental test. Did you have to jump through another hoop when you got here?
Yeah, I got mentally evaluated on a Zoom call by the Nevada Commission. The NYC Commission, and I passed with flying colors. And then they said all your tests have came out perfect. You have no drugs in your system. You're perfectly fine.
Now, this is my problem with Ryan Garcia. For you to turn the gun on people that are asking if you're mentally stable for a fight, as if this has all been trolling. I've been trolling this whole time, and y'all are a bunch of idiots for thinking that I'm on drugs or mentally unstable or have issues or whatever. You can't do shit like that while also being on Twitter and on social media talking about, well, this. March 3, Sunday, 2024, we slit RG throat and threw him in a basket. No one will find him. Ha, 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 ha. Satan's sitting at the top now, 666. So there's two things. Either he's trolling like you guys want to tell people all the time, and if that's the case, you're essentially telling me that he wants attention so badly that he'll throw his own religion under the bus, talk about Satan sitting at the top 666 and post it on his Twitter and acted like someone kidnapped him and slit his throat. So that's the mentally sane individual we're talking about. And regardless, you see stuff like that, and of course people are going to question if you're okay mentally. And by the way, it hasn't gotten much better since that point. So yeah, I think people are justified in asking that question. Ryan acting like it's all a big act. All right, that's fine if that is the case, but let's all just make sure we all know that if that is the case, that you're not the big God-fearing Christian you claim to be. So maybe you should stop talking down to people like you're some prophet or morally righteous. It's one of the two, and he's backed himself into that corner.
Would you make of Devin Haney as an opponent?
He just I don't even see him. I don't see him. I don't know who he is. I don't care who he is. It's blank to me. I see one thing: eat, destroy, leave no crumbs. Boom, face first.
I've never seen this side of you, man. I mean,
I like that. Like, I don't mind. I love that kind of talk from Ryan. I love that because that shows focus in the fight. Like, yeah, it's a little bit over the top, sure, but that's sometimes what you need to be in that mode to convince yourself of the job you're going to go do. Full focus, full conviction, full commitment to that being the only way this fight ends. I don't even care about like being humble and nice and in press conferences and fight builds. If you're confident in what you're about to go and do, then talk that shit.
Like a chip on your shoulder, a little mean,
I got something.
A little bitter. What happened here? What changed you?
The shit that I've been posting about. That everybody thinks I'm lying, bro. No, I'm not. Why would I act like this if I was lying? I'm dead ass serious. I seen some weird shit and it broke me and I'm like, oh, I gotta. And then you want to tell everybody, I was like, man, what if people think you're crazy? Nah, it for the kids. Wham, and I just went in and I dived into it.
I don't think anybody would criticize Ryan for speaking of something that happened to him in a traumatic experience in any way, shape, or form. The problem is Ryan all over the map. It's the stuff with the kids. Jesus Christ. The fight, and Devin's a bitch. No Diddy, Devin's doing this. Every girl loves me. Here's my music career. I'm going to run for president. They don't want to see me this way. Like, it's all over the map. So it's the boy who cried wolf mentality. The things that you say that may be even true. You don't give us any reason to believe. One, because you're saying these things in, okay, like there's nothing really for the public to do about that other than, okay, show us how do you help? And then you go and do things that are directly in contradiction to what the things you're saying are. So it's like, what the fuck are we talking about? All right, so there was Ryan at the media workout, and Devin came and worked out as well, right? He hit mitts for a bit. It wasn't very long.
They're going to come from
not much to show here for Devin. It is going to be interesting to see what Devin looks like at 140 pounds as far as his power is concerned, right? He did put down Regis, and I know we could read a lot into that, and maybe there's not much to read into it, right? Regis not a career boxer like that. He started very, very late. Not the most orthodox boxer, but did open himself up to be caught with counter punches from Devin Haney, and Ryan almost certainly will do the same at certain points. It's just a matter of capitalization and how much power Devin has in his hands at 140. Devin's already a bigger guy. That's another thing. We're talking about how big Ryan looks. Devin's pretty big too. I wonder how that power will translate and benefit him at the higher weight class.
There's a lot of aggression right now coming out of Ryan to the point where he's talking about going after you right away from the opening bell. If that happens, what is your response going to be?
I'll be ready. He'll run into something. I want him to come. Come on.
Is that the kind of fight you want, of kind of a war in the middle of the
Tell
ring?
him to come on. I'll be waiting for him. That won't be hard to find.
That's the part I found the most interesting about Devin's post-workout interview with the guys, is that he is essentially giving his game plan to Ryan Garcia too. Like, they want Ryan. It's almost the mirror match going on here. They want Ryan to do what Ryan does. To be fair, that's in Ryan's wheelhouse. He does like to start fights aggressively. He's done that. He asked Devin since their amateur days to walk forward, try to get the jump on you quick, throw big combinations, big power early, and get you, again, out of your comfort zone, off your equilibrium. Devin has said, listen, we've prepared for this. We saw it last fight in the Regis Pro Grace fight. We've seen almost every style there is at the highest level of boxing. What Ryan does not scare us. Let him come forward, and we'll walk him onto a big shot. That, in my opinion, is one of the more realistic options that happens here. We'll see if we go through this week where my final prediction lands, but I could definitely see Devin Haney knocking Ryan Garcia out because of that over-aggressive nature early on. And again, as that fight goes on, based on what Ryan does well and what Devin does well, the ability to keep that power late and not overextend and get caught with something like he did in the Linares fight or something like that. I don't know that that's what's going to happen here. Again, after Devin has stepped up competition level after level after level. But that's where we're going to leave it for now. Open workouts for today. I wanted to focus on Ryan Garcia and his mind games. Are they starting to crack the foundation of Devin Haney? Is Devin starting to play into what Ryan wants him to do? Get out of his comfort zone. Make him a little more aggressive. Make Devin be the aggressor in this fight based on Ryan pushing his buttons, is talking about his mom, talking about everything personal between those two. And as you hear from Bill and Devin, making them say, listen, if he dies, he dies. This is what we came here to do. It's gotten over the line personally, but it may be exactly where Ryan Garcia wants it. I'm not fully bought in, but I want to ask you guys, what do you think? Is Ryan Garcia in Devin Haney's head? Has this been the plan all along? Are the mind games working? Is he the Joker to Devin Haney's Batman? I don't have those answers, but this Saturday in the main event at Barclays Center, guess we'll find out.